The man in suit, this handsome hunk in front of me, yes, Mr. Kawal Kumar Arora, to give us a great session on human readiness before AI readiness, a powerful topic that highlights why people alignment matters more than technology itself. So let's give a huge round of applause to Mr. Kawal Kumar Arora. चाय पीने के बाद आप लोगों का जोश बढ़ जाना चाहिए था, ये कम कैसे होते जा रहा है? Yeah, I can see. Over to you.
Yeah. Hi, good evening everyone. And I hope you all are enjoying the RSG sessions so far. We have talked a lot about AI, artificial intelligence. We will talk something different in this session. I am Kawal Arora. I am from Salesforce. I lead engineering team there. I am also a leadership and relationship coach. Let's get started with this question. How did you tell I miss you while growing up when the person was not very close to you or far away? I'll show you some pictures. Raise your hands if you have used them as mode of communication. Letters. Remember the letters we used to paste postage over there depending on how far the letter is going, right? Handwritten ones. Landline telephones. Yes? Great. And how many of you used to remember more than 15 to 20 numbers by heart? Good memory you had.
Kawal, is this the way of checking their age?
I'm coming to there.
It's a trick, right?
Absolutely. I think we all are using emails. Yes. And messengers. It could be WhatsApp, it could be Telegram or whatever. How many of you are using AI for communication? I'm using that. Especially for my business emails, right? So from the show of hands, and he was right, I now know that we have all generations in this room and a perfect audience for my topic. So that was just checking whether I have right audience or not. All right. Now, another question. How many of you are living or have experience living with 3 or more generations at home? Yeah? It could be you, your parents, your grandparents, you, your parents, your children. Now, I'll ask few questions. What you have to do is you have to remember that person who does that frequently. Okay? Who brings the grocery at home? So remember that person who brings the grocery at home. The name should flash on your mind. Who takes the ownership of fixing home appliances? Geyser, refrigerator, washing machine. Yeah? Some of the people do that who are sitting in this room. Yeah? Who is asked if there is a problem in the mobile phone, internet is not working? Okay, you would have some faces flashing up. And who is consulted if there is an auspicious day need to be find out for some event, marriage or graha pravesh or so. And I hope all these faces were not from the same generation, right? Or were they? No. Okay. So all have different strengths, right? Now, I would like you to imagine a Sunday morning where 3 generations are sitting at dining table and the lady of the house announces the salt is finished. Okay? And 3 generations, 4 people, they would like to solve this problem of salt is finished at home. How would they do that? So maybe somebody would think that I should go to Kirana store. Somebody would be thinking I should go to supermarket. someone would like to order online and somebody would be doing Zepto. One problem, different solutions. Which one is the best? Neighbor one is better, huh? Who is paying the bill? Yeah. So, depending on what we value, we give our solutions. So, somebody is valuing relationship here, right? Somebody is valuing reliability. Supermarkets are more reliable in their thoughts. We are not contradicting the thoughts here. Somebody thinks about convenience and somebody is thinking about speed. One problem, different generations, different optimizations. When I say optimization, it means what our mind is trained to value while making decisions. Same way these guys did. Now, morning done, afternoon, they decide to go out for lunch. Question is, which restaurant? Now, three generations, four people, somebody would be thinking, okay, let's go to the Sardarji's Dhaba. He knows us well. Our experience has always been great there. Let's go there. Someone might be thinking, I need a parking space. I don't want to struggle there. So Haldiram has ample parking space. I would go there. Somebody might be thinking, I should check online which restaurant has good reviews and we'll go there. Someone might be thinking it should be Instagrammable. I'll post pictures after that. One problem, different generations, different optimizations. Monday morning, they all are going to their workplaces. Looks like this. Let's assume they are not related now. Okay, they are at the workplace. Again, three generations, four people. We are doing optimizations here as well. Yes? We are bringing different values here as well. Yes? But we are also doing a lot of assumptions. We are also judging other people. I'll flash some of them, and probably you might have also assumed those things, or might have heard from someone who is assuming. I have done that, by the way. Somebody thinks that they don't take ownership. Somebody thinks that they ask too many questions. Somebody thinks that they don't want to change. And somebody thinks, why we need all these meetings? Let's start the work. Yeah, I can see some hands. Yeah. So, different assumptions. Is it making our task easier to work together? Or it's making it difficult? Difficult, right? Yeah? Complicated, yes. So now you will say, you are showing me slides of people, you are telling me different stories, where we are getting at, right? Why we are talking about all this? And we are not trained for that. Okay? We are making a lot of assumptions, and it's not only at workplace, at home also as well. Right? We are making a lot of assumptions and we are going with those assumptions. We talk to other people, they bring their own assumptions and we are agreeing to everything. Right? Do you know how much percentage of Gen Z is in workforce now? In India? Any random number guesses? 31? 10%? 8%. 25 to 27% Gen Zs are in workforce. As of 2025, I think number should increase by now. And this number will rise to 47% by 2035. And hold on. Before that, we have Gen Alpha coming. By 2031, Gen Z and Gen Alpha will consist 50% of workforce. The question is, are we ready for that? Raise your hands if you say yes. We should be ready for that. And that's the start. Are we putting conscious efforts in that? No, right? So this is something that we need to start putting efforts consciously, because at the end of the day, we all have to solve one problem, right? If 3 or 4 generations are sitting in one room, we have to solve a problem, and without communicating well with assumptions, I think it would be very, very challenging. All right, so what we are doing these days, we are judging behavior and not questioning our assumptions. Right? Now, what does assumptions do? If you are making assumptions, okay, we are making assumptions, it's okay. But do we know what they are doing with us? Let's see. We all are paying cost for each assumptions that we are making. Let's take example of they don't take the ownership. If I am making that assumption of they not taking the ownership, what I do? I will have less trust on those people, right? That will lead to micromanagement, will lead to more meetings, will lead to slower decision making, will increase frustration in the team, people will be disengaged, and eventually they will not take the ownership, and then I'll say, yes, I was telling it for so long. I'm making the circle complete. The only thing that I was fearing, I am making it a reality. And this is not something here. Even at home also, we are doing that unconsciously. And if you see, there are no bad people doing anything here, right? All the good people with right intention, but unknowingly wrong assumptions. Okay? Now, so one thing that I wanted to call out and check whenever I used to talk with various leaders during my coaching sessions, and also in relationship sessions, I have talked to parents, teenagers, kids, grandparents, and all of them. And I was seeing this pattern. We were making a lot of assumptions, and those assumptions were true because we then find evidence to prove that. Right? One thing that helped me a lot, asking those questions coming from curiosity than assumptions. So if we replace assumptions with curiosity, not to judge people or not to prove who is right or who is wrong, but with the single goal of understanding. Replace assumption with curiosity with the single goal of understanding. So once I started applying that, I got to know why people do what they do. I started making connection between their whys and their whats. Right? So when I was doing that, I realized that different generations do things differently because of their experiences, the way they have grown up. As if each generation has been graduated from different school. Their schools were different, their subjects were different, their teachers were different, their learnings were different, they were optimizing for different values altogether. I'll show you some generations, they have come from different schools, right? So we'll not go into much details, but would like to give you an idea. For example, traditionalists who were born between 1928 to 1945 graduated from the school of scarcity. World wars were happening, right? So what did they learn? Resources are precious. Stability and discipline help you survive. Relationships matter. And they optimize for trust, loyalty, and stability. They have worked their entire life in one single company or under one boss. That's how they are optimizing. Because the school is different. Similarly, you have baby boomers, school of stability. They optimize for commitment, reliability, and achievement. Gen X, self-reliance, optimize for independence, reliability, and problem solving. Millennials optimize for collaboration. Gen Z, the most talked about generation of our time. They optimize for speed, adaptability, and innovation. Is this a problem that we come from different schools? Is this a problem? Coming from different schools and optimizing from different values is not a problem. The problem is that we are assuming that the rest of the world is our classmate. Everybody should think alike. Now imagine somebody coming from the school of scarcity and talking to someone who is coming from school of intelligence on demand and who is valuing for speed. Right? The values don't align. Okay? So, understanding others from the lens of curiosity. Okay? So, this is a capability that we would need. We talked a lot about AI. AI would not work unless we are aligned. How fast the product should go in the production, right? If we are not aligned on that, what are the features should be there? If we are not aligned on that, how the UI should be there? If we are not aligned on that, quickly we are losing the race. Okay? So this capability of seeing different generations or even other people from different lens of curiosity and understanding them, this is something that I was working on for last 1.5 years. So I didn't have a name for this capability, so I gave it workforce intelligence. It's a capability of understanding others before judging, and the core principle of this is replace assumption with curiosity. Okay? There's a whole lot of things that have gone behind workforce intelligence. Of course, there are frameworks, there are role-dependent action items, a lot. Workforce intelligence is not just for meeting rooms. It's for everything. It's a change in the entire organization culture, because just now we just agreed that we are not ready for new generation in the workforce. How many of you are still getting diaries from your offices? How many of you are using them? Half of it, right? How many of you are just giving away those diaries to other people? Yeah, we are doing that. So, yes, diaries are important, but not everybody needs them, right? Not everybody appreciates that. What if I give you 2 passes for stand-up comedy or any other concert instead of diary? See? So that's a cultural change completely, okay? Now, okay, as I said that there are a whole lot of things, but for now, let's keep it to awareness side of the things. How does curiosity change the conversation? I just want to give you a couple of examples here in the interest of time. So, we had taken this one example. So, they don't take ownership. If I put my curiosity lens, knowing that person is coming from different generation and different school, optimizing for different thing, my question would be, what does ownership mean to them? In my mind, I ask someone, okay, you work on this. I am assuming that the person has taken the ownership. But no, the other person might have just worked on it, went home, any issue comes, not my problem. Not the full ownership. Happens, right? Okay. If my current assumption is they resist change, I might want to change this to what are they trying to protect. Probably they are trying to protect governance. Probably they want the AI solution to be fully safe before it gets deployed to production. Because they value safety and reliability. While the other generation who is deploying it, valuing speed. So an alignment is needed. We are not talking about what is right, what is wrong here. Please understand that. We are talking about how we think, what we think, and what can help us understand other people better. Yeah? All right. We talked about curiosity, we talked about workforce intelligence, we talked about different schools. Now your question would be, okay, where to start? Right? So collectively, whatever I have talked about, we will do a quick 2-minute activity. It's individual activity. Okay, you just need to follow the questions that will be showing here and just act on it, or whatever notebook or pencil you want to use, or you can do within your mind as well. So, question, think about someone at work or home whom you generally don't agree with. Of course, we have some people. Yes, at home. My daughter is one at home. Okay? You have to, okay, just take one name. I know you have many, but just take one name. That name should be in front of your eyes. Another question is, what are you assuming about that person? A hint here is, this is the complaint that you are mostly doing about that person. That's the assumption that you are doing. Okay? Let's do a quick shift from what we have learned. Think about what or which school they might have been graduated from, or what they might be optimizing for. Again, no right or wrong thing here, but what they are optimizing for. If that answers, if those answers that which are popping up on your mind changes the way you are thinking that my conversation would be different, that understanding is workforce intelligence. Thank you. Thank you. So, we talked about 5 generations, right? 4 or 5 generations. How can we make a workplace which is ready for 4 or 5 generations working under one roof? Can one person do that? Okay. If one person is doing that, we are again making assumptions that other generations need this, right? So what I did, in my organization, asked from 3 different generations, Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z, one question: what does an ideal workplace look like to you? Without them knowing anything about workforce intelligence. Because I don't want to assume things. So I will show you 3 slides now. And this is an assignment for you guys. 3 slides. You have to raise your hand if you think that it is from so-and-so generation. Okay? And hint is, you will see the elements on those slides from that table that I showed you. Okay? Which generation this slide is from? Raise your hands if you think it's from Gen X. Gen Y? Okay, again. Gen X? Gen Y? Gen Z? You can see growth and learning and all those aspects are Gen Y, millennials, borderline. Next one, Gen X or Gen Z? Okay, by look and feel it is Gen Z, but look at the detail. You can see gym, you can see park, you can see EV, you can see coffee, as if somebody is saying, if you give me, I'll be here forever. Stability. Xenex. This one, no price in guessing. You can see innovation, adaptability, pretty much Gen Z. Now, can we do all of this at one place? Can we bring everything together at one workplace? No. But we should start talking about it. 2031 is just 5 years from now, where 50% workforce would be completely different thinking process. Okay? So, this is the conversation starter. Everybody has a role to play. You are Scrum Master, Product Owner, you are manager, leader, HR, recruiter, everyone. Okay? So, we'll wrap up with this, that the moment we stop assuming, and everything starts from assumptions, right? So, the moment we stop assuming, we start understanding. And the moment we start understanding, workforce intelligence begins. We talked about 4 or 5 generations working together. We can see it as our biggest challenge, or we can see it as greatest opportunity to learn from each other. And I hope we choose the second one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kawal, for this great session and understanding each and every generation without any biasness. I request Mr. Suresh to please felicitate our speaker for such a great session that you have taken and thinking about all generations under one roof and on same table. Thank you so much. Come on everybody, let's give a huge round of applause for our speaker, Mr. Kawal Kumar Arora. It was interesting, right?
Thank you.
All the generations are happy. He is a good speaker. He knows how to make everyone happy. Thank you so much.